Yo, what's up? And here we are with another video. And today I'm recording in my living room because my wife's out of town and she ain't here to tell me not to. I also didn't feel like recording in my office because it's a little messy right now and I need to really clean it up to make it look nice and pretty. Also, shout out to Juvenile, the 400 Degrees album, absolute classic. So now that we had enough small talk, let's get right into what this video is about. You obviously read the title of this, so you definitely know what it's about. But anyway, I am returning the xt50. I'm a little sad about it, and I'm sad because I wanted to like it, but I just don't like it. I know why I don't like it, but the reasons are like, really, bruh? Like, really? But they're serious to me. So let me explain. I love the size of the camera. That's awesome. It's smaller than the X100 VI, definitely smaller than an Xt5. It's also a lot smaller than my A7C II. So that's one of the things that really bothered me, that it's a little cramped. So my thumb is always hanging out here. So I know that you could probably get a plate to put down here. So that would help out. I have one on my A7C II. It has the same kind of thumb issue, but it's not as pronounced as this. It's like, look at this. Like, I literally cannot put my finger, like it's a whole finger hanging out. I'm gonna show you my A7C II. Okay, so this is the A7C II without its base plate. I still have the pinky here, but I got so much more grip here that it makes it a lot easier to hold. Yeah, the thumb grip really helps with handling, but because the grip is deeper on this guy, it's easier to hold. So this is my X100F, and while it still has this thing, but it's much wider here, you get a better grip. So you have more room here, whereas the xt50, I'm more here, I'm crunched up. This, I have a little extra room, and it fits right there in my palm. Also, the biggest thing, the film simulation dial, I don't use it. I don't understand it at all. I would have preferred an ISO knob, a drive knob, or anything else instead of the film simulation button. It does have a drive button. So there's a button here for drive, which is cool. It's cool, but it just seems counterintuitive. I wish that I can just switch over and switch back when I want to. I think that would be cool. And the fact that you can't save custom recipes to this button. My last gripe is something that most of the new Fuji buyers wouldn't even notice. You know, they probably won't know what I'm talking about, but the 40 megapixel sensor is just too much. It's just too much. It's too sharp. It's too detailed. It doesn't have the same type of looks like film vibe as my X100F does. I have tried it. I had the same issue with the Xt5, and they have the same sensor where it's just too sharp, too detailed, and I don't know. It's just something about it I just don't like about that 40 megapixel sensor. And I've tried to kind of live with it, but I really just can't. And I'm using a TTArtisan 27mm f2.8, and so I was hoping that this lens wouldn't be super sharp, and it is very sharp. And while it's not a terrible camera and at all, I just don't feel a connection to it at all. This is a really good alternative if you can't get the X100 VI, but the thing about this being an alternative, and the thing that I think I really disliked about it, is the fact that you can change the lens. But I love the fact that the X100 series has a fixed focal length. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to do anything. I just go out and take pictures, where I feel like a detachable lens gives you almost like going into Baskin Robbins. You already know what you want, but because you have so many options, you're going to look to get another option. And I think that's what's going on with this camera for me. It's not fun to use like my X100 is. It seems like a baby work camera, and I don't like it for that. My Sony, on the other hand, can do work, but I use it mainly in aperture priority, auto ISO, and I just let it do its thing. This, I don't know, I guess because of how difficult it is to kind of out of the box move things around and get things where you want. I think I kind of just was turned off by it. And I think I got this as a consolation prize to the X106, and it wasn't a good consolation prize. The body alone is going to run you 1,500 bucks. And I feel like that is way overpriced. Yes, that's cool that they put a 40 megapixel sensor in here and that it does have in-body stabilization. Those things are all cool, but I just feel like the price is a little too high. I would have been better off with what they did with the XX20, but in this package. That would have been dope. You know, go with the last year's sensor and the new processor, and I think it would have been really dope. I think it's the realization of what Fuji is right now. Aesthetically pleasing cameras with really high megapixels, but I think they've kind of lost their soul along the way. This camera seems more like what my Sony a7 III was, clinical. You do have some customization in there, but it seems more like slight work than fun. And my X100 is more fun. Another thing, I just thought about this. I don't like the pop-up flash. I don't like that. I like how it's implemented on my X100. It's just right there. So I think for me, it just goes down to, I really just prefer the X100 line over the XT line for something that I want as an everyday camera. But if you like the camera, get the camera. I think it's an awesome camera for the right person. It's just not right for me. And I feel that it is the right camera for a lot of people out there that just want a small camera, that want something to snap, you know, friends or family or something like that. It's a great camera and it's a good travel camera. It's just not for me, and that's okay. No knock on Fuji. I think Fuji's great. I'm not rocking with this one. I'm gonna stick with this guy, my trusty X100F, and also my new A7C II. And that's kind of what I'm gonna do. Peace.